Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Pauline, and today I have a few random things to talk about, some news. But first off, I wanted to start with the fact that now is probably the start of the best time of the year. And I'm not just saying because it's the holidays and Thanksgiving is coming up and then we have Christmas and the New Year, but with baseball over, basically, well, I mean, I just finished, so there's probably going to be maybe one more cycle, but right now all of us can rejoice, especially, and I don't want to bash anyone else's favorite sport, but okay, I'll just say this is my favorite time of the year as far as sports are concerned, because most things now that we're going to see, like highlights, top 10 highlights and news and every channel that we watch, especially when it comes to sports talk shows and listening to things online, whether you listen to this podcast or other podcasts, but it's basically just all basketball and football now. No. So it's the best time. So if you're watching like highlights or anything like that, or you're watching all these different talk shows, whether it's ESPN or just whatever it is that you watch on TV or listen to, it's basically going to be filled up now with all basketball and all football, but mostly all basketball, which is what we're looking forward to. So anyways, we are officially in full swing now that the first few games of the season have already been played, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of shocking things as far as I don't think it's the most shocking. I don't even think it's really shocking at all because it hasn't taken place yet, but there's a lot to look forward to, especially starting tonight is going to be the matchup, the show off between OKC and, if you're an OKC fan, then trader Kevin Durant. And so it's basically going to be Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. And so I'm actually really looking forward to this game. I don't know if you guys already know who's going to win. I'm sure if you're an OKC fan, you're saying Russ and Steve Adams. If you are, which I want to get into Steve Adams a little bit later as well. He just signed a with his contract with Oklahoma. I want to get into that a little bit later in the episode. Or if you're a Warriors fan, then, this is Kevin Durant's time to prove himself and show himself against his former teammates. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that game. I don't know. Do you guys already know who's going to win? Do you guys already know how this is going to turn out? What is it that you guys think is going to happen? So, of course, I would love for you guys to tweet me at GSMC_basketball or on Facebook, whatever it is that you guys are more into. I would love to hear how you guys think season is going so far. If you guys already have your predictions on who's going to be MVP, have you guys already decided who's winning the championship again? Is it going to be another repeat? Are we going to have a repeat matchup in the finals? I want to know. I want to know what you guys are thinking. I want to know how you guys think that this season's already going to pan out, because of course there's some of us that we wait for it and then we wait till there's a few more games in the belt. We always make that excuse that, you got to get the kinks out a little bit before season really gets rolling. But I'm really, really interested in seeing what it is that you guys think is going to happen with the rest of the season and how it's going to pan out. But I wanted to start off discussing, it's been recently announced. Now, if you follow along a lot, especially with TNT and basketball, as TNT in regards to basketball, this was first announced about 2 years ago. So I want to say 2014. It was announced that they were in the works. It was never really finalized or never really set, but that they want to do basically an NBA awards show. Now, if you already know, the Players Association kind of does like their awards show thing, and it was on BET, I believe, at one point, and then they also most recently, and you can go back and you can listen to this in a previous episode of mine, but most recently this year, they just announced the winners on Twitter, which at the time I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense because people care about the Player Association Awards. But it's basically more of a, and if you don't know what that is, and it's basically the players vote. And it's kind of like a popularity contest. Like, you know, when you're in high school and middle school, I don't know if they do this in college. They didn't do this at my college. But when you're in high school and middle school, junior high, whatever, what may have you, and you guys vote for, at my high school, we did it for the senior class, the most likely to succeed, the person most likely to get married first, or the most talkative, the most friendly, the most to stay at home with mom, whatever. And then everybody always votes, and then you guys take a picture and whatever. It's mostly just for like giggles, you know. It's not really that big of a deal. Kind of is, I guess, if you're trying to get voted most successful or something. I don't know. Some people take it really, really serious. I don't think it's taken as serious, but it's all in good fun. And that's kind of what the Players Association, the Players Award, kind of reminds me of. You know, it's kind of like just a popularity contest, and I'm sure it does mean something to you when you're a player and you get voted. I think it was, I believe, Russell Westbrook, who was voted most like stylish, like everybody likes his style. The person that you secretly wish was on your team went to LeBron James. So, you know, it's just little things like that, and which is cool. I mean, but like I said, they did announce it on Twitter, which is fine because people care. We don't care. It matters, but not really. It's not really anything. It's just like, you know, when you're in a club and you vote for Miss Congeniality or something. I don't know. So anyway, so that's what we have so far. That's just kind of like a basketball thing. And so what TNT has officially announced is that there is going to be an NBA awards show, and it's set now. For the location is going to be in New York City, and it's going to take place on June 26, 2017, which I believe is like a Monday or something. I don't know. It's not a weekend. So if you care, you can definitely mark your calendars for that. And basically it's where they are going to announce the defensive player of the year, the rookie of the year, common things such as like most improved, coach of the year, sixth man, I don't know if I already mentioned that, MVP of the season. And so if you are thinking about this, and if you're like me and you're kind of like trying to place when during season this is going to take place, this is going to take place so at the end of season. And they have told us thus far is it's going to be like a star-studded event with our favorite basketball athletes and celebrities and coaches, and it's just going to be a night of celebrating and awarding them for their good works, or I don't know, for their abilities. Okay, but I don't know if this is that great of an idea, because the one award show that we already have was clearly not that popular to where people don't really keep up with it, and then it got down to just being a Twitter announcement thing that was kind of fun if you followed Twitter, but if you missed it, you missed it, and they didn't really advertise and talk about it too much. It just kind of happened on Twitter. It took place on Twitter, and now they want an NBA awards show where it's kind of like the ESPYs type thing, but just on a much smaller scale, just with the NBA. Now, the idea is cool-ish, but my problem that I'm having with this entire thing is, one, so the guys who are awarded these awards or presented these awards, they're going to have to make a speech, I'm assuming. Not sure if they're going to want to do that. That's just one more thing in the off season, because a lot of people take the off season. You can take it literally as an off season and just relax and enjoy your family, enjoy whatever it is that you love to do. If you live out of the country or out of the state in which you play, then you can go back home. A lot of them still do work out, of course, on a regular basis, but it's a time to relax. And then there's also others who, like I said, are just busy working on their craft and building themselves up. And then there's also, of course, free agency that you have to deal with. There's contract negotiations. There are just other things that these guys have to do besides come to an awards show. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, it's just one night. It's really not that big of a deal. They can come out there. It's just another way for us to ooh and ah over some of our favorite players. I get that too. But then think about it. So if you are voted MVP, we can actually use this last season as an example. This is a prime example for why I think this is kind of not okay and is not going to really go as great as people think or may think. So Steph Curry won MVP, right? Great. He earned it. All of that, totally fine. It was announced right before during playoff season, right at postseason. Okay, great, no problem. And then we move on and we have finals MVP, right? So imagine using this past season as an example, you're Steph. And Steph is still going to get awarded MVP, right? But he's going to get awarded his MVP award, presented his award at this award show. I don't know if it has an official name yet, so I'm not sure what exactly to call it, but we'll just call it the NBA Awards. And you just lost the finals. You know what I'm saying? So your team and you are awarded MVP. You're voted MVP of the season, but you just got crushed and kind of embarrassed. I'll say embarrassed. In the finals. And now you have to go out there and thank people for the award. Now you should always be thankful for awards that you're given, yes, but I just feel like there's going to be a lot of guys if this works out this way that are just not going to be there. And then we're going to get a whole lot of, I'm accepting this award on behalf of so-and-so. And we're not going to even see so-and-so. Or they're going to do the whole video acceptance where they play when you watch award shows and they're like in the Bahamas and they're like, I just want to thank you for this award. I'm so appreciative. All my hard work has paid off and I'm just so happy for this. And I thank you. I wish I could be there, but I hope everybody has a good time and I'll see you guys next season. We're going to get a lot of that. And if we're not, the next year we're going to get a lot, or the next award show, we're going to get a lot of that because people are going to be like, I don't want to go to this. And if you're and then you risk, because if you're Steph Curry, and you have to wait until a week or so after losing to LeBron and the Cavaliers. Now, and then are they going to tell LeBron and the Cavaliers, I'm again using this past season as an example, if this were to have taken place already this summer, then, who is to say, which rightfully so, because it's only a week or so after winning the biggest game of your life, that they're not going to come in there parading in there, flaunting it. And so are we going to tell them that they can't be proud, happy, and flaunting the fact that they just came back from a 3-1 deficit? I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of potential flaws with this idea. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but then I don't know what other awards they would also present. Would they have clips? I guess they could honor certain people. They could honor retirees and things like that, I guess, which would be fine. But I'm just saying, I just feel like a lot of guys, it's just one more thing we're asking them to do, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's the least they can do, but we're just going to get a lot of guys. Because if I was Steph Curry and they told me I'm going to get presented with the MVP award, but I just got, my team just got whooped in the finals, I'm not showing up. I'm not. I'll send my wife, or, in his case, his wife. I'll send my kids up there. I'll send, I don't know, another, or not even send anybody there. You know how at awards show, the person who's presenting the award just says, okay, like I said, I'll just accept this award on so-and-so's behalf. He wishes he can be here. He wishes everybody else the best of luck. Blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. I think the only part people, and I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's kind of, but then it could be cool. It could be cool. But I don't know. Because like I said, are they going to give, and if they honor the new champions, the team who just, and the organization who just won the championship, which is fine, which I can see that working, doing like a video montage or something of the series, the final series, or even like the entire playoff run that they've had. Are other guys really going to want to sit there and watch that? And you just got beat by them? Or say you're the team that they beat to get to the final series. Are you really going to want to watch that? I mean, I know everybody has good sportsmanship and we tell everybody to have, be a team player and that this is something that you can work towards for next year and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, these are grown men. They don't care. They don't want to see somebody. They don't want to hear LeBron up there crying because he just received. The only people that are going to be caring about that emotional moment and that emotional time are Cavalier fans, the organization, the owners, as far as like, the Cavaliers organization, the city and state of Ohio, the city of Cleveland, the state of Ohio. They're going to be pumped up for it. They're going to think this is awesome, but nobody else is. Whoever wins the championship, and if we have to honor them and you just got beat by them, you're not going to care. And so I don't know. And I think that it's kind of more fun to have the MVPs and everybody announced before. So then throughout the playoffs and whatever, it kind of like puts a chip on everybody else's shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just me. I have to cut it to a break real quickly. I know this is a little bit longer of a segment, but I was just saying, so TNT is not wants to do this. They are going to do this. Are you guys going to be watching this award show? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. What's probably going to happen is I'm going to tape the award show and I'm going to like watch it at home at a later time, probably the next day or so later on that week. So I can fast forward through everything that I don't want to see. And then I just don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it's not going to have, I don't know how you can force players to go to an award show though. And is it just going to be a bunch of coaches, a bunch of owners? I don't know. And are you going to have performers? Is it going to be, I don't know. Is it going to just be an hour long? Is it going to, I guess they can honor, like I said, retirees. That's something that I think everybody would like to see. But I don't know. I think it's going to be kind of boring. That's all I'm saying. It could be a one and done thing. I don't know. I'm just saying. If I get awarded an MVP award after my team gets smashed, I'm not showing up. I'm just not. I'm not going to be in a good mood. And I'm not going to want to be in the same building, breathing the same air, pretending like I don't care right next to the person who just, as they come in, gloating and things like that. I'm just not down for it. I'm going to be like, you know what? Shh, just be quiet and get out of my face. So I don't know but that's just the competitor in me. I don't know. Some guys might be over it by then, but like I said, it's only about a week after. So potentially a week or so after the finals run. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have more self-control, more class than I do, but the competitive side in me would not want to show up. And don't you put them and that team anywhere near me and my squad. No, because we're mad. That's all I have to say about that part. So I'm going to cut it to a quick break, like I said, and then when I come back, there's some things that I want to talk to you about in regards to Oklahoma. I want to discuss what just happened with Steve Adams, as well as what I think is going to happen this evening. If you are listening to this, it's November 2nd right now. Oh, excuse me, November 3rd. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm off, but November 3rd, and it's set off to be finally Oklahoma and Thunder. Wow, what is wrong with me? The Oklahoma Thunder and Kevin Durant with the Warriors are set off to face off against one another. So I want to get into that when I come back. You are listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast. I will be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Pauline, and today, to wrap up this episode, I want to discuss Oklahoma City, Steve Adams, Russell, Kevin Durant, and the Warriors. So, you got all that? So, the first thing that I wanted to say is that Steve Adams, he is from New Zealand. He plays for the Thunder. He's been with the Thunder his entire career, has just signed off on this Monday. So just a few days ago, he signed off a 4-year contract extension. He starts for the Thunder. Now, if you don't know him, I'm not quite sure where you have been. He's really, really big. You guys all know this. He comes from New Zealand and was a very big factor as far as definitely inside for the Thunder last season and also at the beginning of this season as well. So he did on Monday, like I said, signed him to a 4-year contract extension worth a little over $100 million. So it's great, and I'm excited for him. It's going to be really good, and it shows and I know that with Oklahoma City, you guys are and we definitely saw this when Durant decided to leave, that you guys are all about loyalty and sticking with one squad. And so it's actually really nice that you guys and that the Thunder as well as Steven Adams were able to come to an agreement and keep him there. And he seems happy. He has, I know that there's some people from New Zealand and that have been wanting him to play for his home country and things like that. But at this time, it looks like he is here to stay. And he's going to be here for a while, at least, with this contract extension and things like that. So he definitely did that. It's been reported that his first purchase was a cell phone. Not because he never had a cell phone, but because he said that he dropped his phone in probably like the ice tub, because he said the cold tub. So, like when they do the ice baths and things like that. And so he went out and did it big and bought a new phone. But anyway, so this is what we are looking to preview for the upcoming game tonight. Now, I don't know I think a lot of people have been anticipating this game. I've been actually really excited for this game and looking forward to this game only because I'm wanting to see what Russell Westbrook is going to do. Because if anybody is mad or feels that he is, everybody's competitive, and I know that both of these squads are very competitive, and I know that all the players are very competitive, but I feel like Russell is, and Russell without Durant is a whole different ball player, okay? And I like how he is really, it's almost like he kicked it up some notches with his aggressiveness and kicked it up as far as himself as a player since we last seen him. So throughout the entire offseason until now, he's been hungry, he's been eating, he's working for it. And I honestly believe to not just to get back at Durant, okay, because he's looking long term, but how much, how sweet would it be for Westbrook to see that matchup again against the Warriors, but then beating them this time when, Durant just got there to go to the finals, and sitting the Warriors out if we had that potential rematch again over there. So I know that Westbrook is looking to eat, and I know that Kevin Durant as well really wants to win. They're going to be playing at the Oracle, so he's not going to have to deal with all the booing and haterade that the Thunder are wanting to splash on him over out there. So it's going to be really good. I know that I'm like I said, the thing that I'm looking most forward to seeing is how Westbrook is going to destroy the Warriors. So that's my prediction. I think that the Thunder are going to win, and I think that Russell is just going to set it off. I really do. But then also with the commitment again with Steven Adams signing off on that, like they clearly know what they have together and they're building off of one another. And now the other really good thing too with Steven Adams is that Draymond Green matchup. Okay, now if you remember back in the playoffs, they were going at it a whole lot. And so I'm looking for that as well, because Steven Adams and Draymond, I love watching them play, because Draymond Green, he's good, okay? He is. I like Draymond Green, and I've always said that I like Draymond Green, and I like the way that he plays, and I like his aggressiveness. And some people think he's doing the most, but I like it. I like how physical he is, but then sometimes, he can be a little bit emotional. But I'm waiting to see how, because Steven Adams and Draymond Green, they have kind of like a little, I don't want to say like a beef, but when they play against each other, they go at it, and the last time that they were together, they were going at it. So I want to see, because now I feel that they have something, the Thunder have something to prove, just to beat Durant and to beat the Warriors, and to say, like, forget your super team. Everybody's hyping you guys up as being this super team, but let us sit you down for a moment. And then just that Steven Adams personality, just as a personal vendetta that he has out against Draymond Green, and to destroy him, and to make him look like an incompetent center against him, and to show Draymond Green and the Warriors that we might be at the Oracle, but this is my house. So I'm really looking forward to that, because they are, that's going to be the inside matchup, is going to be Adams and Draymond Green. And Adams does a really good job of, throwing off Draymond and making him look like he's unstoppable on the inside. So I'm really actually looking forward to that. And I love that, because Steven Adams is just as physical as Draymond Green. They both go hard at it, and they're just going to keep, attacking that inside and break him down, get him emotional, get him off his A game, get him to make some unwise decision, and then throw some more at him. Russell's going to be attacking the basket too. So then now you have to worry about that dish out and things like that. And so it's going to be really, really good. Now, and Draymond is a really good defender. Okay, so I'm not saying that, but at the same time, the same time is that the Warriors are not going to have Andrew Bogut. And you know that I loved Andrew Bogut on the Warriors. And you know that I loved his contributions to that team. So they're no longer with Andrew Bogut. Okay. And that's been kind of like a really good, solid person for this team. And then also, it's just, you don't have Festus Ezeli. You don't have Andrew. So we're putting all of us in all of our eggs with Draymond Green. And so that's what I'm just worried about, because I think that I'm really, really looking forward to Adams. And I'm interested to see how Russell is going to eat, and I'm interested. Now, I know that Kevin Durant is also here to win this game as well, and to prove to probably the Warriors or to prove to himself, to prove to his teammates that he belongs here and that he is a good person to have on the team. But at the same time, I just feel that Oklahoma has this huge chip on their shoulder and wants to not only just beat them, but destroy them. Like, I don't know. I know that Steph, and I know that Clay, and I know that the Warriors all as a whole are, Draymond and Kevin Durant as well are strong. And I know that they like to win, and I know that they're competitors. But as compared to Oklahoma, and I know that Oklahoma they're going to push and push and push. And I know that the Warriors are fast, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem. And I think that this matchup tonight, what everybody's looking forward to, is because you have the guys on one side who are really great competitors and want to win, and that want to work together to get these wins, versus a team who wants to embarrass you and just not only just beat you, but to tear. And the fact that Oklahoma is going to be in Oakland, so even more so that whole mentality, we're going to come to you and beat you at home, and we're going to show you it's one of those things like, get ready now, because this is just the early of what you guys are going to be getting all season from them. So I think we're going to see probably the best game of this early half of the season. This is going to be like the mark of what the Thunder are capable of, and we're going to see them pull it all out tonight against the Warriors. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have a different opinion, I don't know. If you guys think that the Warriors are just going to, since they're home and things like that, are going to have a more of an advantage, or you think that they have been preparing and are just as hungry to beat the Thunder as Russell and his squad are, I want to know at GSMC_basketball, because I really feel that the difference between the two squads and the mentality of the two is the Warriors want to win, whereas the Thunder want to destroy you, especially when it comes to these two teams against one another. And they just feel that they need to not only beat you, but they have to destroy you. And so I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good, like I said, I'm really looking forward to that Draymond Green and Steven Adams matchup, and to see how physical that they are going to be, and whether or not they're going to allow them to be physical is what I'm interested in too. Like, are they going to be calling all these ticky-tack fouls in the beginning to try to slow them up, or are they going to let the boys play? That's what I'm also looking forward to, because I hate it when they call all these ticky-tack fouls, so then they play a little bit more cautious. Let the big guys play. Let them rumble on the inside. So, like I said, you can tweet me at GSMC_basketball. I'm on Facebook. You can follow this episode as well as any other episodes on our network website. That's GSMCpodcast.com, as well as on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. And that's actually going to do it for this episode of the Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Pauline, and I will talk to you guys next time.